Good morning. My name is S.A. Ofurier. I am editor and publisher of ENSPIRE Magazine. That's Inspire with an E. I only highlight the positive things people are doing for themselves and their community. So, relationship goal is aligning with our pillars of basically, being realistic, giving people a particular perspective that they can relate to in real life. And that's just something that, we're glad that shared in our story. So, thank you both for your time today. I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. So, watching relationship goals, what stood out to me was the intention that you get from it. Um, it's deeply rooted in emotions, personal growth, and faith, which all of us can relate to. What was the biggest challenge in turning relationship principles into a story that feels entertaining, human, and emotionally relatable?
Devon, I'm gonna let you take this one, brother.
Well, one of the greatest challenges. So, with all the films I've produced, those films are usually already based upon a story that has a beginning, middle, and end. And so, while it's still challenging to develop them, it's a little bit easier because you know the roadmap. Whereas with relationship goals, the book is a book of principles, of wonderful principles that will change your relationship and your life for the better. And so it was hard to figure out, like, okay, well, how do we create a narrative around the book in the movie that feels fresh and authentic and not preachy? But as we developed it, and started working on it, it was very clear, like, oh, the way to do this is, one, we need to have the book in the movie. Two, we got to have Pastor Mike in the movie. And then we create characters that are grappling with the message in the movie. And then there's an actual plot, between Method Man and Kelly. It's about a professional job. So it's really one of those things that as we got into it, it really started to reveal itself. But putting process around making sure that we honored the principles. And part of honoring the principles is creating an entertaining film where the principles are just organic and indigenous to the story. And so that was kind of the process to get us to that place.
What he's trying to say is he's a professional. That's what he was trying to say, and he couldn't say it, so
Takes
I
one to
will.
know one. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He did that.
Listen, I get it, definitely. And I mean, one of the things that I can relate to the dating scene right now, all
Yeah.
these podcasts and all these conversations that's going on, it's kind of swayed everybody's opinion of what dating is. So this brings even better conversation for me personally, the pressure for how we approach dating and relationships. What conversations about modern love were most important for you to reflect on screen?
I think the big thing for me that me and Devon agreed upon is like people need to fix their aim. A lot of people aren't aiming at anything in relationships. And so they're hitting nothing 100% of the time or
Mm,
hitting the wrong thing 100% of the time. And I think that if you fix your aim and base it off of something that is beyond you, which for me is faith and what God says about relationships, I think that you could get closer to what you're looking for. And I think another major thing that relates with so many people is that there are a lot of people that got to rip up their list. I mean, all of us have a list of he got to be 6'4", he got to have this much money, he got to do this and all these. While all of those things are great, there's nothing wrong with having desires. But let's be honest, like we all have things that we want to happen and then things that are real life. And then we invest and teal and cultivate until it becomes the thing that we really need, not just what we want. And I think this time in our culture, everything's about what we want, not necessarily what we need. I
mhm.
needed my wife. You know what I'm saying? I needed the differences. I didn't need her to be just like me. And I didn't find that out until I've lived life with her. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that this is a beautiful mirror. This message is a beautiful mirror that is not condemning or contradicting. It allows people to see themselves. And at some point, I think that they can take something and be like, maybe I need to change that a little bit, or maybe I need to do that. And that's kind of the feel that we want for this movie that's going out to the masses of people and we think is going to help them win in relationships.
Ooh, I think you touched upon a very great point. When it comes to our wants and needs, where do you think people are most disconnected when it comes to relationships today in that thought process?
I
Well,
would say, oh, go ahead,
oh
Devon.
no, you
Go.
go first, and I got it.
Okay. I would say that a lot of people don't spend enough time embracing their season of singleness. And so if you can't answer the question, what you like, what you desire, what your design is, it's very hard to tell somebody else that. So a lot of times people get in relationships with each other trying to discover themselves,
Mhm.
which which then makes it a harder process. And so I do think that even in this time, that to get into good relationships, it's the person first being healthy, whole, and walking in those things. Devon, tag.
Yeah, I mean, I would say like through the course of developing this, I was married, divorced, single, married again through the
Mhm.
course of developing this movie.
He
And
was
so
the prototype for the movie. We no.
so I can really speak to
Yes,
even
sir.
now, like what dating is like, right? Because I just
Yeah.
got out those dating streets,
Right.
okay? And what I can say what you see portrayed in the movie, I think is also a good model for what I think people can take away from it. So often in dating, we're looking for someone. However, what you see in the film is each person ultimately learns more about themselves.
Mhm.
Yes.
And so when you really get a sense of who you are, then you can identify the right fit.
Mhm.
And so often, if you're looking for the right fit, but you don't know your shoe size, how you gonna figure it out? You got to know, okay, no, this is my size.
Yes.
Now I'm gonna be open to how that God brings that person to me. But to me, it's really about self-discovery.
It's good.
You can go and try to find somebody, but if you haven't really found yourself, it's gonna be really, really hard. And not only is it gonna be hard, you're gonna overburden the relationship you get in because you're going to demand that that person help you do something for yourself that you're not doing.
Come
So
on.
when you see the movie, all of the characters from Leah, who Kelly Rowland plays, to Brenda, who Robin Thede plays, to Treese, who Annie Gonzalez plays, each of the women, especially even Jared in the film, played by Method Man, they all go on a journey of self-discovery. And by the end of the film, they're able to make the decision on what's the right fit.
Wow. I want to say one of the film's strength is how believable the relationships feel. And let's keep it real. You have two of the finest looking people in the industry starring in your film. We love that part, but the chemistry, it feels natural. How intentional was it to prioritize that emotional credibility over just we got these two fine people and they look good and everyone's just gonna watch it?
Listen, whenever I make a movie, I'm always putting a process around the casting. It's always about like we got to have the right people. It's not just the right names, it's the right people for the parts. And
Mhm.
so committing to the process really, when you commit to that process, the process is going to reveal who's right for the part. And so once I had the script in the right shape, I sent it to Kelly Rowland. She read it over, not even over a weekend. She read it in 24 hours and was like,
Mhm.
I'm in. And then I hired my casting director, Leah Daniels Butler. And so we started looking for Jared. And when Amber Raspberry at Amazon mentioned Method Man, even though we knew who he was, he had an amazing following, he's an icon, he still did a chemistry read with Kelly to make sure we wanted to make sure that we're not just hiring names, we're hiring the right people for the part. And when we saw them on screen, even in the chemistry read, we knew they had the right chemistry, they had the right perspective, they felt like they were in the same movie. And so that's ultimately what happened and helped us get them in the film. And when you see the film, as you have, you see how natural their chemistry is.
Definitely. I want to say if someone watching relationship goals, single, healing, or even skeptical about love, which is probably like 85% of people right now, what do you hope this film gives them permission to do or rethink?
Hope again. Like hope. Like there is a better situation for you. There is something that is better than what you might be currently in or walking away from. And I've just seen this message in book form and message form change millions of people's lives. And those are mediums that are harder to access than a movie. Some people can't sit down and watch an 8-part series an hour at a time about relationship goals. Some people will not sit down and read a 200-page book, but
Mhm.
watch a 90-minute movie. That's easy consumption. And I just believe that the message that comes out of this is going to help a lot of people hope again for good relationships, healthy relationships, get out of toxic relationships, and see themselves better. Like that they can actually win in marriage, dating, and sex. and they can be a relationship goal even if they don't have one. Like that is something that I am hoping for so many people to find out of this movie.
Wonderful. I want to say to you both, thank you. For someone who is navigating the dating life, to be honest with you, it did give me hope because it made me reflect on where I am in life. And yes, it's about yourself before you get into with somebody else first. So I think that this is the type of movie that we need to shift in our culture. Thank you so much for it. Again, for me personally, I appreciate it. I'm gonna watch it 3 more times just to
Let's
check all
go.
the stuff off my list to make sure we on the
Come
right
on.
path because we know we're there. So both of you, thank you so much for your time and enjoy the rest of your day.
You
Thank
are
you.
amazing. Thank you for that review. That blesses us for
Definitely.
real.
Amen.
I
It does.
appreciate it. It's like the perfect time, but y'all have no idea.
Tell
God
all your
bless.
friends you got on the 4th, you got to get a watch party
Oh,
together
yeah.
then. Come on, tell them all and y'all watch it together on
I agree,
February 4th.
definitely. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Appreciate y'all time.